Hi, everyone. I'm Marcel. I'm a senior developer advocate at Seqera, and I lead the Nextflow Ambassador Program. Today, I want to tell you a story not about technology or workflows, but about people. Today, uh, about how a group of passionate community members are helping scale Nextflow far beyond what a simple team ever could. Nextflow started as a workflow engine back in 2013, right? We had for a few years lots of people working on the code, writing new pipelines, and so on. But today, it's much more than that. Today, it's a global community, right? And a few years later, around 2017, 2018, a few researchers in Europe, they start getting together in events they were organizing to work on Nextflow pipelines, to work on best standards, to work on curated pipelines. This group of people gave origin to the NF Core project that you all know, right? The NF Core project today has over 2,000 contributors in terms of code. If you go to the GitHub organization, we have over 130 pipelines and over 1,600 modules. That's a lot. And all this didn't just came from nowhere. They were all contributed by people, right? People working together, not duplicating efforts, working together, collaborating, and all this emerged as a result of this community, right? When we look at the Nextflow main repository, the Nextflow workflow engine repository, we have over 200 people that have throughout the years contributed code, which is also surprising as it's a very large code base. It's a very complex software, and still we had hundreds of people getting together to work on that. Even when we come to plugins, we have over 50 Nextflow plugins, most of them being developed by the community, right? And this shows how people want to change one thing or the other, or add new features to Nextflow and so on. So it's the result of different people using Nextflow in different ways, in different fields, getting together to improve it. If you go to GitHub these days and look for all the repositories that are marked as using the Nextflow language, we have over 8,000 repositories. That's a lot. And in 2024, Nextflow was actually the most cited bioinformatics workflow engine. If you look at this paper by Langer et al., you see lots of nice charts and data about the citations of Nextflow and other workflow engines. And in 2024, Nextflow was the most cited one. It's been a while. We have had a mean of over 2 million runs every month. So that's a lot of people using Nextflow all over the world. Again, using Nextflow in different ways, in different fields, and all that. And when it comes to Nextflow summits, the flagship event of our community, we have had over 1,000 people attending throughout the years, right? It's a lot of people also from different countries, different regions, different cultures, and so on. But actually, what makes me really feel the community is alive is when we talk about this NF Core hackathons and this hybrid NF Core hackathons, to be more precise. The last one was in March, and we had over 1,100 people registering to go to the hackathon. But not only that, because, well, if it's a hybrid hackathon, anyone can register, right? I mean, you can participate from the comfort of your home. But actually, over half of these registered to be in person in one of the 44 local sites we had spread all over the world in 27 countries. We had these people working in over 40 different projects. I had the privilege of attending one of these sites, and the amount of networking and friendship and partnership and projects, collaborations, not only code, the amount of people getting together around a single technology, which is Nextflow, that's amazing, right? That's what makes it feel like there's a real community here. If you look at the previous slide, you're going to see the map of the world where we had these local sites. So you can see they were not just in one place. We had hackathon local sites all over the world. The thing is, as the community grew, so did the challenges, right? Lots of people using Nextflow, people wanted Nextflow content in their own language. They wanted regional and in-person events. They didn't want to travel far away to get to know other Nextflow users and developers, right? They wanted things close to where they are. They wanted mentors. More and more people were asking for mentors because they already mastered the basics, but now they wanted to go one step ahead. They wanted to learn advanced Nextflow, right? So the need for mentors grew a lot. We also had lots of events inviting us to talk about Nextflow, to show Nextflow, to do to do courses on Nextflow and so on. And I mean, we don't have enough people, right? The people behind the NF Core project in the Nextflow community, the managers of the community, let's call it this way, we're not a lot. And we have hundreds of these events happening. Sometimes we have dozens of events happening at the same day all over the world. We cannot attend all these events. And also people use Nextflow in many fields in different ways. And well, sometimes I don't even know this way people use in Nextflow or the fields. I know people using Nextflow in economical sciences and astronomy. And I'm a mathematician. I don't know about these fields, right? So the need arose for people to know Nextflow and have the expertise in this field so they can put the two together, right? And also community support, more people asking questions, needing help. So it's great the community grew, but the challenge is they also grew, right? And so we had this idea, let's create the Nextflow Ambassador Program. I mean, it's very simple, actually. We find people who are already sharing, teaching, and supporting others, and we empower them. It's very simple, to be honest. Our goal is to give them visibility, resources, and support so they can keep doing what they love, but with more impact. And I have to be clear here, even though the easiest candidate is people who are already doing a lot of stuff. They're already ambassadors. They don't have the title, but they've been ambassadors for a while, right? This is the easy pick. But actually, a lot of people, they don't have a lot of expertise. They haven't done a lot, but they have the potential to help. And they have been accepted as ambassadors also. So we're not saying that only experts can be ambassadors. We have lots of people who have not a lot of knowledge. They're not advanced Nextflow users, but they know the basics. They know it well enough to teach and help others. And they can become ambassadors. They have become ambassadors, actually. So the program is very simple. It's a 6-month commitment. So people join and they're going to stay for 6 months. After that, they can ask to remain, to still continue the program, and that's fine. Or they can say, no, I need some vacation, I'm too busy now, and so on. So it's a 6-month commitment. When you apply to the program and we accept you, we agree it's a 6-month commitment. New batches, they start every January and July. So regardless of when you apply, it's going to start in January or July, the closest to the date of your application. And we expect 2 outreach activities per semester. It could be 1 per quarter, 2 at the beginning, 2 at the end. It doesn't really matter. We just hope that by the end of your 6-month commitment, you have contributed with 2 outreach activities. Who are ambassadors? That's a great question, right? So if you go to our website, you're going to see a list of lots of our ambassadors who created public profiles. And you can read about them, where they're from, their LinkedIn profile, and so on. But here, I couldn't show all of them, right? So I showed the first ones, the name starting with the letter A, which is an advantage, right? To have the name starting with the letter A. So they're here, some of them. And what are their profiles, right? So they're researchers, they're mathematicians, they're engineers from all over the world. We have had ambassadors in Chile, in Japan, South Africa, Iceland. They teach workshops, they mentor newcomers, they contribute to NF Core modules, help desk. They help the others navigate the learning curve, right? They create training materials. They go to events, they give talks, they present posters, they write blog posts. So any type of outreach activity we accept as an ambassador activity, the 2 they have to do every 6 months, and they've done a great job, right? So here is a animation, really fast one, showing the ambassadors. We have the countries, but we haven't had ambassadors. Most of them, we still have ambassadors over there. As you can see, it's a lot of different countries, different cultures, different realities, right? What they do. So ambassadors run hands-on workshops. They give talks at conference. I just mentioned in the previous slide, all these different outreach activities they do. Sometimes it's extremely fun, like getting together in a hackathon with snacks and so on, or you have teaching a class or giving a talk at a conference, right? There's many different ways in which you can get together. But the thing is, it's always outreach activities. You can do other things, of course. You can write an Nextflow pipeline, but from ambassadors, we expect the outreach part of that. So you wrote a pipeline, give a talk about it, write a blog post about it, right? Record a video teaching people how to use it. That's the outreach part that we want to give visibility to, right? The thing is, every ambassador finds their own way to make Nextflow more accessible, and that's the beauty of it. We have had over 200 in-person activities in the past 2 years, over 50 training activities. And I think a great question is how Seqera supports them. What's the relationship between Seqera and these ambassadors, right? So Seqera has a budget for community events through ambassadors, right? So we can pay for a snack for your event. If you're organizing an event, giving a talk, a training, or whatever, we can pay for snacks for your events. We can answer your questions about Nextflow Seqera technology, so you can be a better ambassador, right? We can increase your reach on social media. We can share with our accounts your blog posts and what you've done and so on. We can help you teach others. So we have a train the trainer approach where we can help you teach others Nextflow. If you have never had this experience, we can help you do that, right? We have funding for traveling. If you want to go to a conference to give a talk about Nextflow or a workshop or something like that, present a poster about your work involving Nextflow, we can pay for hotels or flight tickets. It depends. We can guarantee we can pay everything for everyone, but ask and we'll do our best to fund you. With networking, we can introduce you to people like just by having your name in the ambassadors page. People have been approached for employment positions or collaboration and so on. So we help you increase your network also. We have lots of official and very high quality training material that you can use. You can also create yours, but we offer lots of training material for you to learn or to use when teaching others, right? And well, some people like Maxime love the swag. I'm also like this. I love the swag. You can get an ambassador t-shirt, Nextflow socks. And when you organize an event, we can send you stickers, some swag. So some people love the swags. I'm one of them. We can give you swags. And also access to bleeding edge technology. That's a great one. So probably all of you know Seqera AI and the VS Code extension for working with Nextflow and other Seqera technologies, right? The thing is, as an ambassador, you get premium access to this, let's say. Before it's public, you already know about it and you can test the feature. So this gives you time to benefit from the technology, but also to help shape it, how it's going to be. You can give suggestions and feedback, and they usually take it into consideration, right? So you have access to technology that people don't even know it exists, right? And that's the beauty of that. How to become an ambassador? The thing is, if you've been helping others with Nextflow, either by sharing knowledge or teaching, you're already halfway there. Maybe you're an ambassador already. You just don't have the title, right? So with this QR code, you can go to the website and you're going to see all the information about the program. We have a handbook of the ambassador program. And at the bottom, there's a button to apply. So you can apply there to start in the next cohort, which is going to start in January 2026. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank you for being here, but also all the ambassadors who make this possible, right? You all are what keeps Nextflow flowing. Thank you very much.